have 5 daughters, and let me tell you, parenting has been one of the most challenging things that I have ever had to do. Hi, my name is Andrea, and in today's video, I'm going to share several hacks that will help you to raise confident children. Before I get started, let me encourage you to save this video so that you can come back to it later. Put it in your playlist and share with your friends and family members that you think could benefit from watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more motivation, encouragement, and inspiration. If you want confident children, there are many things that you can do to help build their confidence and self-esteem. One of the things that you can do is to encourage optimism in your children. Teach them to have a positive attitude and to believe that good things will happen or that the desired outcome will be favorable. Optimists tend to look at hardships as learning experiences and will continue to keep trying. Next, teach them resilience. Allow kids to fail. Let them experience things and to fail. I know, this is a tough one because you want to be there to keep them from falling. However, resilience is very, very important. Children have to know that they can bounce back from situations that didn't work out in their favor. If everything is always perfect and they never experience failure, they'll think that this is a representation of what life truly is, and they'll have difficulty picking themselves up and trying again. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Teach your children not to quit when things go wrong. Instead of quitting the first time because they didn't have the success that they were hoping for, they need to understand that they will make mistakes. They're human. They're not going to master everything the first time they try it. Remind them that they are human and that they will make mistakes. Ask them to explain ways that they could do things in a different way. What are some steps that they could take to get different results? Learning not to give up is an important life skill. Confidence is not about being successful at everything all the time. It's about being able to try again and again if you're not the best at it. Love your children. I'm sure you've heard many times before that love is an action word. You can tell someone that you love them, but your actions speak volumes. Show your children that you love them by being as involved and as present in their lives as you can be. I know many of you have work schedules and things that don't permit you to make everything that your children are involved in, and I know they're involved in a lot. However, you have to make it a priority to be where you can, when you can. Your children will not remember every toy, every gadget, or device that you've purchased. However, they will remember those conversations that you had when you encourage them to keep going. Or they're going to remember that time that you made it to that very special awards assembly that you thought you weren't going to be able to attend. Show them support. Let them know that their accomplishments do not determine the way that you love them. If they fail a test, you'll still love them. If they don't become a doctor, you're going to still love them. And if they make a mistake, you still love them. I think you see where I'm going with this one. Because you're still here watching and it's almost the end of the video, I want to give you 2 additional hacks. So the first additional hack is allow kids to be themselves and not mini-me's. If what we want is to raise independent thinkers and not smaller versions of ourselves, we have to allow children to be uniquely themselves. It can be a challenging task to give your child the freedom to be able to make certain decisions on their own. Some of us want our children to be exactly like us, but what we fail to realize is that each person is a unique individual. Yes, that includes your child. They are going to have to learn to think, process, and make decisions on their own. It's our job to teach and support them as they continue to make new discoveries and to grow. What we should not be doing is trying to create the 2.0 version of ourselves. Instead, we should be encouraging, nurturing, and supporting that child to become who God created them to be. Your child's uniqueness should be celebrated and encouraged. They're the only person that can fill that role. I can still remember when one of my daughters was 3 years old and I had purchased her all of these shirts. I thought they were cute. However, when I showed them to her, she thought something different. I can still hear the sound of her little voice when she said, "Mommy, please don't buy me any more shirts like these." I have to admit, I was a little surprised. She also added, "If they don't have any words on them, no glitter and no designs, I do not want them." You would have to know my daughter. This girl would literally put together outfits that I would never imagine. She would put together shirts, tights, skirts, or pants that I definitely didn't think were supposed to go together. If they didn't have stripes, hearts, stars, or several different colors, she was not dressing as the individual that she truly was. I eventually learned that I had to pull back and allow her to be herself. She wasn't harming anything, and I have to be honest, I began to enjoy seeing what she'd come up with next. To this day, she still has a very keen sense of style and is willing to take risks. The next thing you need to do is to create a support system. Surround your child with a strong network of individuals that has the best interests of your child in mind. These people should be close family members and friends that can guide your child with wisdom and understanding. As parents, we do all that we can to support our children, but sometimes they need to hear things outside of their parents' opinion. Receiving wise counsel from other trusted individuals will help them to understand. Some of you may be wondering how you can do some of these things. Here are some suggestions to help you get started. The first hack was encouraging optimism. So here's a tip to help you encourage optimism. If you have young children, ask them daily what they're thankful for. Let them give you at least one example and ask them why they're thankful. Another thing you can do is also have them tell you of an experience where something good happened to them and made them smile. Older children can write in a gratitude journal or listen to motivational material. It may be difficult to get some older children to participate, so you may have to try a different method. When you're dropping kids off, picking kids up from school, taking them to and from activities, or even taking them to their job, try playing a motivational podcast while they're in the car. It may appear as if they're not listening, but they're going to absorb some of that material. Teaching your children resiliency and teaching them to embrace failure go hand in hand, so I'm going to give you one tip for both of those hacks. This may sound a little harsh, but you have to stop letting your kids win everything all the time. If your child is a really good athlete and always wins, allow them to play against someone that is better than they are. If your child is a good student, let them take a more challenging course. When they don't beat that opponent or ace that test, they'll learn that their natural ability may only take them so far, and they have to learn to do things just a little bit differently. This will create resiliency. They have to learn to bounce back after they experience failure. Okay, the fourth hack was to love your children. This tip may sound a little over the top, but it's going to remind you to say, "I love you" daily. My husband and I decided that we'd say "I love you" to our children at least 1,000,000 times. Yeah, I know that sounds like a lot, and it probably sounds a little bit cheesy. However, with the goal of 1,000,000 in mind, you know that you have to try to make sure you say "I love you" every day. Your kids might think saying "I love you" is mushy once they hit their teen years, but believe me, it catches on. They may not say it, but they'll look forward to you saying "I love you," and when you don't, they may even actually call you out on it. Let me also remind you that love is an action word. You have to put the actions behind your words. Don't just say "I love you." Make sure you're showing them love. Go to important events and celebrate all their accomplishments. The fifth hack was to allow kids to be themselves and not mini-me's. I know we often use the term mini-me when we're talking about our children. What I'm referring to is when parents are actually trying to mold their child into becoming who they are or who they want it to become. Don't forget that your child is an individual and has their own goals and desires. Have conversations with your children and allow them to express their opinion without interjecting. If there's a moment of silence, just embrace it. Allow them to gather their thoughts and to continue. Don't try to fill in the gaps and guess what they may or may not be thinking. Just try to work on your listening skills and to be attentive. The sixth hack was to create a support system. You want people to be in your child's corner that's going to have their best interest in mind. Their support system should include individuals that can help them personally and professionally. Let your children talk to other adults that you trust that may have different opinions. Involve your children in groups and organizations that will help them to grow. Mentors play a role in helping to guide your child and can also give them a career blueprint. I hope that these are hacks that will help you. If you're a parent and have any additional hacks that you would like to add, drop them in the comments section. I'm sure that someone could use your tip. This brings us to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video, share with your family and friends, and subscribe if you're not already a family member. I will see you in the next video.